All right, Wyatt, as far as this team goes, what are some of the things in the offseason that you've liked from this Baron football program that's going to allow you guys to have success in 2016?
We've had a lot more people than normal at weights, off-season weights, and I feel like everyone's getting stronger, and it's going to help out the rest of the team.
When you take a look at this team last season, what do you take away from last year that you want to carry over, and what are some of the things you also want to improve upon from last year as a team?
We had a lot of senior leaders last year, and I feel like we need to keep that for this year, and we just need to learn our plays better than, yeah.
In your eyes, what's going to be the biggest key to success in 2016 for the Barons?
We're just going to,
I mean, just coming together team, execution?
We're all stronger than we were last year. We're going to be able to do good, I guess.
If there's one thing that you guys are working on, if there's one focus leading up to August 19th, that first game of the season, what is it for this DeKalb team?
We're learning all of our plays more than we ever did before, so yeah.
Offensive line, what's really stuck out to you about this offensive line group?
We've got more young people, I guess. We've got me and Donnie Hughes are the only returning ones, but everyone seems to be getting it fairly well.
Final question, what are you most looking forward to about this upcoming season?
Just playing in general.
Colin, as far as this team goes, what have you liked in the offseason about this DeKalb football program?
I like how hard we're working and on our attendance for summer practices. We're really getting after it and getting better.
As far as this team goes, obviously you graduate your quarterback. You graduate Will at the receiver position. You got Bryce up front. So you guys graduate a lot of talented guys. How do you go about replacing those guys, and what are some of the key things you're doing to do that?
It's really hard to replace all those big-time players. They were really well for us, and they did so much for us. But it's going to take a team effort and a bunch of guys to step in and try and replace their roles. And it'll be tough, but I think we can get the job done.
What do you take away from last year that you're hoping to build upon, and what is something from last year that you guys are looking to improve upon?
I'd say confidence, knowing that we can win the big games and coming to compete and playing hard every down.
For you guys, what's the biggest focus leading up to August 19th, that first game?
Definitely just getting better every day so we can get a W for the first game against Angola and start the season off well.
As far as this DeKalb football program goes, we've seen since you got in there, you've continued to build the program season in, season out. What is it about this DeKalb program that's going to allow you guys to take the next step in 2016?
Well, with anything, it's all about culture. Obviously as a coach, you want to win every football game. We're working our way to that point to compete in every football game, but in the end, the impetus for us is all about culture, the love within the brotherhood, the amount of fun we have in the locker room, the experiences outside the locker room, and really creating an atmosphere where young men can succeed as student athletes, begin to mature, and really in the end become excellent football players.
When you take a look at some of the guys you graduated, your quarterback Harrison Price had started for a while, Will out there at the receiver position, you got Bryce who was a leader up front on the offensive line for you guys. So how do you go about replacing those guys, and who are some of the guys that are going to be taking big steps forward this year for the Barons on Friday night?
We do lose 4 really, really good football players. The first Division I scholarship offer we've had in, really since Brad Weber in '95. And you don't replace those kind of guys. You don't replace guys like Will, Harrison, and Bryce, and Steve at Trine. But what we do bring is back is a good amount of numbers of kids. We bring back a better middle of the line. We are a more talented football team across the board this year than we were last year. We're just a little more inexperienced. We're experienced at quarterback and inside linebacker, 2 very important positions, but we bring a lot of experience back at D-line and O-line, and at running back, and Colin Goebel receivers can be very, very good. Alec Brunson's going to be very, very good. We return almost 800 receiving yards. So it's not as if we're losing our entire passing offense. We return almost all of our rushing offense. We return 3/5 of our offensive line. So it's not that we are without skill. Our D-line will be the best D-line we've had in a long time, and we're excited for the amount of talent that we have across the board on this football team. We just don't really know where the young guys who are going to step up at quarterback, inside linebacker, those are our biggest question marks. They're big question marks, but that doesn't mean we can't be a successful football team.
Yeah, who are some of the guys that are competing for that quarterback position? Because that's always a hot topic in the fall.
It is. We have 2 sophomores and a freshman that have really stepped forth. Colin is going to take some snaps back there this year as a kind of a wildcat. He was a starting quarterback in freshman year. We're going to get the ball in his hands. with that, we have Peyton Stout and Kyle Dunham, who are 2 sophomores who have competed off and on in the summer, and we have a freshman who is going to be by the name of Landon Miller, who he's already a sub 53-second forward runner. He's already physically mature compared to those 2 sophomores already. He's competing, is incredibly intelligent as a freshman, and we're just kind of excited, after the first week of camp to really see who's going to step up and be that leader in that position. We're just going to play around him with upperclassmen, and it doesn't mean we can't be successful, but those guys are going to be all right.
If there's one thing that you guys are pinpointing leading up to August 19th, what would it be for this DeKalb team to have a successful year?
Obviously, right off the bat, it's turnovers. We don't turn the ball over. We create turnovers, and in the end, we have to be physical. We have to be a running football team. There's no doubt about it. And we've had a very successful summer learning to be a physical football team. And that was kind of a central focus for us, running the football, creating turnovers, and being a physical football team back to being what has made DeKalb successful for so long, and we've made great strides towards that.